Bonjour et bienvenue à votre premier cours de français. Hello and welcome to your first French class. Je m'appelle Marine. My name is Marine, and today I will be teaching you the basics of the French language, just so you can start to appreciate it and use it if perhaps you hear someone speaking French or you go to a francophone country. So today we'll be going over greetings, donc les salutations, the alphabet, l'alphabet, numbers, les chiffres, and I just want to say this is a completely safe space. So don't feel afraid to ask any questions, and you're more than free to take down any notes that you wish to. Okay? Great stuff. Well, if you're ready with your notepad, let's get started. Alors, commençons avec les salutations. So let's start with greetings. So the first greeting I want to teach you in French is one you may have heard earlier on, which is welcome. Do you remember how to say it? No worries. So it's bienvenue. Bienvenue. So repeat after me. Bienvenue. Perfect. So if you want to say welcome to someone, you know what to say. And then just to say hello, there's a couple ways you can do this. And this is all down to formality. So to say hi in a sort of informal way, you'd say salut. Salut. Can you say that? Awesome. And interestingly enough, you can actually say salut when you want to say bye to someone as well, but again, in a very informal context. So just be aware there's a lot of differences in the way you say things in French. If you just want to say hello, and it can be to anyone but slightly more formal, you can say bonjour. Bonjour. So repeat after me. Bonjour. Perfect. And this is an interesting part of the French language. So we just say hello any time of the day. But if you want to say hello in the evening, so sort of good evening, you say bonsoir. Bonsoir. Say after me. Bonsoir. Great stuff. So bonjour is for like hello, good day as a greeting, and if you want to say good evening or good night, you say bonsoir. Yeah, great, you got that. And then if you want to say good day in a kind of a farewell sort of way, you say bonne journée. Bonne journée. Can you say it after me? Bonne journée. Perfect. And if you want to say good evening or good night as a sort of farewell way of saying it, you say bonne soirée. Bonne soirée. So repeat after me. Bonne soirée. Great, you've got that. And then just to say good night as a farewell sort of way, you say bonne nuit. Bonne nuit. Bonne nuit. Great, you've got it there. And then some questions that you probably want to ask at the beginning of a conversation are how are you? So once again, there's a sort of formal way of saying it, and then also an informal way of saying it. So we'll start off with the formal way of saying how are you? Comment allez-vous? Comment allez-vous? So if you want to say after me, comment, allez, vous. Perfect. So Comment allez-vous? Perfect, you got that. And then if you want to say it to like a friend, so in a sort of more informal way, you say Comment vas-tu? Comment vas-tu? So repeat after me. Comment? Yeah. Va. Va. Yeah, you got it now. Tu. So comment vas-tu? Comment vas-tu? Great stuff. And I don't know if you've noticed when I ask the question, there's kind of an intonation kind of going up when I ask a question, and that's something very common in French. You always kind of want to go a bit higher when you say it in your intonation. So, comment vas-tu? Comment allez-vous? Whereas, bonjour, bonsoir. Yeah, but that will come with time. It's just a bit of a complexity with the French language, but you'll get there, don't worry, compared to English anyway. Great. So if you want to respond after that, so how are you? I'm good. You say bien. If you want to say not bad, pas mal. Donc bien. Yeah. Pas mal. Pas mal. Great stuff. And then if you want to say, again, sort of a way of asking people how they are, so how's it going? Again, informal sort of way, you can say ça va? Ça va? Yeah. And you just want, yeah, it's going good. You say oui, ça va. Oui, ça va. Yeah, perfect. And then if you want to say it's not going too well, you say ça va pas. Ça va pas. Perfect, you got that. Great stuff. Am I going too fast? Was it okay? Good. So when you want to say sort of goodbye to someone, there's numerous ways, as you probably guessed. So you can say see you later as au revoir, au revoir, au revoir. So that's it's very interesting. All French words, although I'm telling you see you later is au revoir, it comes from the verb voir, to see someone. So it's kind of something you say if you're going to see someone again. So au revoir. Whereas if you thought, oh, I hate this person, I never want to see them again, you'd say adieu, adieu, which literally means to God. So literally kind of, I guess it may, I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I guess it's sort of a religious way of saying, well, I'll never see you again, like until death or whatever. So yeah, you don't want to be saying that to people. Make sure you say au revoir. Other things you can say is see you soon. So à bientôt. À bientôt. Also à tout à l'heure. À tout à l'heure. Yeah. And if you want to say that in a sort of more informal way, you can say à tout. À tout. Yeah. That's it. You got it. And then sort of I guess politeness phrases I will teach you as well, because I think that's important. So to say please, you say s'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît. Got it. So I'll just do it a bit quicker now. S'il vous plaît. You got it. Perfect. So that's kind of a way you can say it to everyone, but more formal. If you want to say it a little bit less formal, so yeah, and in a formal way, you'd say s'il te plaît. S'il te plaît. Great. You got it. And then to say thank you, you say merci. Merci. So repeat after me. Merci. Great, you got it. And then your welcome is de rien. De rien. De rien. Got it? And then if you wanted to say, for example, excuse me, when you're asking a question, you say excusez-moi, which is a formal way of saying it, or excuse-moi, which is an informal way essentially. And then if you're like, want to say excuse me, if you're bumping into someone or moving through people, you can say pardonnez-moi, pardonnez-moi, yeah. Or if you want the informal version, you got pardonne-moi, pardonne-moi. So just to recap on the different excuse me. So excuse me when you're asking a question. If you want the formal version, you've got excusez-moi, excusez-moi. You want to repeat? Great, you got that. And then if you want to do the informal version, you've got excuse-moi, excuse-moi. Great, that's it. And then excuse me when bumping into someone or moving through people. The formal version is pardonnez-moi, pardonnez-moi. That's it. And then for the informal version, you've got pardonne-moi, pardonne-moi. And if you want to be even more simple than that, you can just say pardon. So whenever I am on the metro in Paris, I'm like, pardon, pardon, if you're trying to move through people. So yeah, you can say that. So, do you want to repeat that one? Pardon. Perfect. Or if you can't hear, if you don't hear someone as well, if you don't understand what they're saying, then pardon, you can say that as well. So more kind of intonation when you're saying like, sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. Yeah. And then to say congratulations, you say félicitations. So this one's a bit trickier. Félicitations, félicitations, félicitations. You got there. Don't worry, some of them are a bit tricky. But yeah, just take this at your own pace. Today we're just doing a sort of intro lesson, and we'll go over this, and your pronunciation will go a lot better over time. Yeah? And then good luck is bonne chance. Bonne chance. So if you want to say it. Great, you've got that. So that's all the salutations. I can see you've been writing some notes. So yeah, just try and practice these when you get home. And we can go over this in another lesson as well. Yeah, great stuff. So next, let's get on to the alphabet. So l'alphabet, l'alphabet. Okay, so for l'alphabet, I'll go through them, and if you want to repeat after me as I go along so I can correct any pronunciation, and then I'll do a little test to see if you are listening. So yeah, as I said, feel free to note down the phonetics as well in that sense. Okay, so A is A, A, A. Yeah, that's it. B is B, B, B. Perfect. And C is C, C, C. D is D, D, D. E is E, E, E. Yeah, it sounds a bit funny, but no, that's what it is. Yeah, that's it. F is F, F. G is G, G, G. And then H is Ash, Ash, Ash. I is E, 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 E. J is J, J, J. K is K, K, K. By the way, don't say caca because it actually means poo in French, so just say it once, ca. Yeah, so caca is poo. Unfortunately, I've had to expose that to you in our lesson. I just don't want you to be saying that to other people. But yeah, K is for K. And then L is L, L, L. And then M is M, M, M. N is N, N, N. Then O is O, O, O. P is B, B, B. Q is Q, Q, Q. R is R, R, R. Yeah, that's it. And then S is S, S, S. T is D, D, D. U is U, U, U. So a bit like saying U, but yeah, U, U. Yeah. V is V, V, V. W is W, W, W. Yeah. X is X, X, X. And Y is Y, Y, Y. And then Z is Z, Z, Z. Okay, so now you've heard it all. I just want to test you on a few letters just to make sure you were listening. Yeah. So can you tell me what is B? B, perfect. And then Y? Y, just a lot of Y. Yeah. And then H? Yeah, ash. Perfect. I think that is enough work on the alphabet for now. So yeah, go revise that and we'll just build on your knowledge throughout the weeks. I next want to go on to numbers. So we won't do all the numbers, but we'll just do up to 20, if that's okay with you. Yeah, fantastic. Donc, voici les chiffres que vous devez connaître. So these are the numbers that you must know. So this will help you kind of in shops and things like that. Definitely useful, as well as many other things. So let's start. So 0 is 0, 0. Yeah, you got it. 1 is 1, 1, 1. That's it. 2 is 2, 2, 2. Perfect. 3 is 3, 3, 3. Great. And then 4 is 4, 4, 4. 5 is 5, 5, 5. And then 6 is 6, 6, 6. Great. 7 is 7, 7, 7. 8 is 8, 8, 8. 9 is 9, 9, 9. Yeah. 10 is 10, 10, 10. 11 is 11, 11, 11. Great stuff. And then 12 is 12, 12, 12. And then 13 is 13, 13, 13. Fantastic. And 14 is 14, 14. And then 15 is 15, 15. Yeah, fab. 16 is 16, 16, 16. And then 17 is 17, 17. Yeah, so that, you recognize the numbers 10 and then 7. So, funnily enough, in French, when you go up counting in numbers, you have to do a bit of maths sometimes. I mean, it's not the most complex maths, but you can see that for 17, it's literally 10, which is 10, and then 7, the number 7, so 10, 7. When you add them up, it's 17. And it gets a bit more complex as you go up, but let's stick with this today. I don't want to confuse you too much, but yeah, if you ever wanted to think about, oh, what's 17, you can just say 17, so 10 and 7. Yeah, so 17. Perfect. And similarly with 18 is 18, 18. We got the 10, 10, and then 8, so 10 plus 8. Thankfully, I know it's 18. I'm not a mathematician, but we'll get there. So 18, 18. And similarly again with 19, 19, 19. Yeah, so you see 10 and then 9, 10. And then 20 is 20, 20, 20. Great. Is that all okay? Okay, so let me just check a few numbers to see if you've remembered well. So what is 4? 4, that's right. And then 18? Yeah, 18. Perfect. Just the last one. 11? That's correct, yeah. Perfect. So yeah, just try to remember those and we'll go up in numbers each week. But I think that's a good starting point for you. And you've done really well. Yeah. So that's the end of our class today. Thank you so much for coming. And I hope to see you very soon. À bientôt.